Hey, welcome back to How to Barbecue Right. Today I got a mess of blue crabs that my buddy Kevin sent me from the Boilerplate Crab Company, and man, I can't wait to get these things steamed back out on the smoker. Now normally when you get blue crabs, they're coming alive or you're getting them steamed either off the dock or at a restaurant, and these were already seasoned and steamed. They were shipped to me overnight, fresh out of the steamer pots yesterday, and all I've got to do is bring them back up to temperature to eat. Now, to do that, instead of using a big pot with a steamer set up in it, I'm gonna set a steamer set up in my smoker outside. You know we gotta barbecue them up. Instead of steaming these crabs inside in a pot today, I've got my Ole Hickory set up for some steaming action. And what I did was I took a pan just like this and filled it up about halfway full with water, and I've got it on a lower rack. The grill's gonna heat up, it's gonna make that water start bubbling and steaming, and then it's gonna mix with some of this pecan smoke that I've got going with it. It's really gonna give these blue crabs some added flavor that they didn't have in the traditional steamer. Now all I'm gonna do is take them and lay them out on the rack here. So let's get the Ole Hickory closed back up. And if you're cooking along with me at home, of course you can use any smoker that you want on these blue crabs to re-steam them. You just want to make sure it's set up for some indirect heat, get you some water in there to make that moisture, and get you some smoke rolling. I'm running about 250 to 275 degrees. It's going to take about a half hour. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, so I went inside and melted a stick of butter and mixed a couple tablespoons of my barbecue rub with it. We're going to put this on top of the crabs and let it finish out, warm up completely. All right, they are looking good, looking good. I just want to get a little bit of this butter mixture over them. And I'm just kind of drizzling it. So let that run down in the shells and the cracks a little bit. Go with some of that seasoning that's already on them. And typically that's just a crab season like Old Bay or some type of crab boil they use when they steam them. Now I'm giving it a barbecue flavor with the barbecue rub and this butter on them. So they're all basted up, and we want to get them back to cooking just for another 10-15 minutes tops. Remember, we're just trying to steam or to warm these crabs back up to eating temp. They've already been fully cooked. Just want to get some of that butter and good rub flavor on them. We're just going to get some of that smoke rolling. We'll be crab picking here in a minute. All right, it's been 30 minutes on our crabs, and they've had enough time, man. They're nice and warm. It's time to get them in and get down to business now. So I'm going to get them off back in the pan here. All right. Man, these crabs smell so good. I'm telling you, that's a mess of blue crab right there. I can't wait to get inside and get to picking on them, show you what it's all about. Hey, here's only a few things you need when it comes to eating blue crab. That's a good cold drink, some melted butter, some drawn butter, a little bit of vinegar, and some seasoning. A lot of times, you know, people use that Old Bay to dip the crab in. I like to hit them with my barbecue rub, so that's what I got here. For the vinegar, I'm using a champagne vinegar with a little bit of cracked black pepper and a little bit of sweet Vidalia onion in it, just to give it some flavor. We're gonna dip that crab in that too. Picking crabs is really a social thing. It's meant to gather around the table, get your buddies around, have you some cold drinks, you know, and make an event of it. That's why it goes so well with barbecue. That's why my buddy Kevin wanted me to try these crabs, because he says, man, if you had some ribs or you had some pulled pork or brisket, a few of these crabs as a side, you got an awesome surf and turf dinner. And I'm going to show you how I was taught to eat them. I know there's a bunch of different ways to pick crab, but this is how I do it. So I'm going to start with one of these big crabs. First thing we're going to do is break the claws, the legs off. So you just want to start, and every time you break one, if you go kind of slow, you can sometimes get some meat with it. And just throw the legs to the side. We're not done with them yet. So we get all the legs off the crab. You're going to get you a butter knife, and we're going to pick this apron of the crab off. When you lift that up, just break it off. Then you can get in here with your fingers, and we're going to separate that shell. Just pop it right off. Now we're going to get these gills out of here. Now you've got the crab's body. What we're going to do is take a butter knife, just put it right in half, break it into 2 pieces. This is where you're going to get your good lump crab meat, right in this body part. You pick all this crab meat out here. That's all good meat. I'm going to go into vinegar with it. I'm going to rub with it a little bit. Wow, that is awesome. I'm just going to continue to pick at this body and get all the meat out. And I'm telling you about steaming these crabs back on the smoker, turn them into that barbecue blue crab. You can't beat that flavor. They get a little bit of that smoked flavor, a little bit of that grill taste to them. So much different than just a traditional steamed crab. Just look at that beautiful blue crab meat. That is what it's all about. I'll give it a little vinegar, a little rub. Now let's do the claws. I'm gonna take the claw and put the butter knife on it. Just give it a little pop, just enough to crack it. Some people use meat mallets, but I found that butter knife works just as good. Then you can break the shell right off of it. Dip it in that vinegar, a little bit of rub. Hey, if you'd like to try some crabs like this, it is super simple. You don't need a big steamer pot. You don't have to mess your kitchen up if you don't want to. Just fire that smoker up. Get some indirect heat going, 250 to 275 degrees. This was about 2 dozen crab. We put them on the top racks of the smoker and put a water pan down below it, filled about half full with water. You just want to cook them about 30 minutes is all it takes. Halfway through, melt a stick of butter and mix a couple tablespoons of your favorite barbecue rub with it. Use that as a base to get some more flavors going. It mixes with the flavors that they use when they steam the crabs. Because we're just bringing these crabs back up to heat and temperature. They're already fully cooked when you get them, and they are delicious. Try them as a barbecue side. You can get these at Boilerplate They specialize in oysters and blue crab, and I guarantee you they go great with barbecue. Thanks for checking us out today here at HowToBBQRight. Subscribe to our channel if you'd like to see more recipes. I know I'm going to have plenty more coming out this year. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time. Get them back out on that butcher paper and get to picking.